It's not new. It's not something I just realized, but it's coming out more than usual now because of Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy is a great success for Marvel. The movie, in case you were wondering, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy brought in $94.3 million. It was ruled the biggest release ever for a debut in August. And an interesting, that's great. Movie stuff. Movie box office results, great. But the interesting thing in that is that Guardians of the Galaxy had the biggest ever percentage of women come out for it of all the Marvel's movies. Exit polls indicated that the audience was 44% female, which was even higher than the previous high, which was 40% for the Avengers. Now, the reason this is important, to me at least, and should be to you, is that there is this weird thing that's coming out of this, and it's always permeated nerd and geek culture, and that is the myth of the fake geek girl. The belief that girls can't be nerds, they can't be geeks, they can't actually be into this stuff. They're bucking the trend, and they're wearing glasses that they don't need because it's not prescription or whatever, and they're wearing sweaters that look nerdy, and they're trying to nerd themselves up, and they're suddenly into geek stuff like Star Wars and video games, and God forbid girls were ever into that to begin with. But they're all doing it because it's cool. Now, that's simply not true. I mean, maybe the stuff that geeks were into are becoming cool. That's possible. Also, it's possible, along with many other things, that the social acceptance of certain things are changing, and things that were once seen to be geeky or nerdy are now accepted into the mainstream. And there's many contributing factors to that. Movies, for example, taking these once geeky, nerdy things and making them into big summer blockbusters certainly account to that. But that's not a male or female thing. It has nothing to do with women being fake geeks and gamers. I mean, I never see the people who complain about the fake geek girl complaining about all the bros and the jocks who suddenly show up at a Marvel movie or suddenly are playing video games when before they were maybe calling the people who did do these things, who read the comic books and played RPGs, maybe they called them nerds before, and now they're doing the same things they did. Never do I hear those people called out, though. I mean, let's face it. When a Marvel movie on an obscure title like Guardians of the Galaxy makes $93 million, those $93 million ain't coming from comic book nerds, because they weren't. Let me tell you, if $93 million came in every time a new Guardians of the Galaxy comic was released, Marvel would be making more money than most companies out there. Exxon and Mobil will be wondering, maybe we should start putting a comic book out. But, you know, if you're a girl who watches this stuff, you are automatically attacked no matter what. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. I mean, there was an article in the National Review by Charles C.W. Cook that countless people have torn to shreds. So I'm not going to get too much into this. But basically talks about this trend of how geeks and nerds have become cool. And he attacks MSNBC hosts and Neil deGrasse Tyson. Yeah, what a fake nerd that scientist is. But he uses an example that specifically attacks females, women. And it's, again, damned if you do, damned if you don't, because in just the people who point out that 44% of women, women made up 44% of the people going to Guardians of the Galaxy, it was inundated by comments from people saying, oh, yeah, fake geek girls. Oh, they're the problem. Oh, nerds. Maybe they went because they wanted to see, what's his face? What's the guy who's in that movie? Chris Pratt's abs. That's why he went. They went. Or maybe they wanted to hear Bradley Cooper's voice. Yeah, that's why they went, I'm sure. No, it's because Guardians of the Galaxy was a good movie. So it appeals to everybody because it's a good movie. So let's say these people attack girls who like this movie, who are penning this movie and liking this movie. They're also attacking girls who didn't like this movie. So maybe this girl's not a geek. She's not one of your fake geek girls. Shouldn't you be cheering that? Yeah, she's not a fake geek gamer girl. She doesn't like the movie. But no. As Village Voice points out, their critic, Stephanie Zacharek, she wasn't a fan of the movie. She simply said that it had a sense of humor but no real wit. It hits every beat, but it hasn't got the beat. And these were some of the comments left for her. Just in case if you're wondering, how it is to be a woman who watches these movies, no matter if you like it or not. She's just pissed because she lives in the village full of gay men and no one wants any of her old dried out pie. Another comment. We live in a world where thousands of people are being beheaded and murdered throughout the world each and every day. And this harlot has the nerve to knock it because it's too fun? Yes, you're a harlot because you don't like a comic book movie. If you're a girl, a woman. And finally, this commenter, of the last of the many examples I'll read, she should stick to reviewing chick flicks only. Because, yes, women, of course, cannot like a good comic book movie. But if they do, they're one of those fake geek girls. Because, geeks can't wonder, why can't I find a woman, a girl, who likes the things I like? Yet here are girls who like the things you like, and you attack them? And on top of that, yes, people really want to be the most undesirables of the undesirables. Apparently you guys are so nerdy, the opposite sex doesn't like you, which means girls are dying to be just like you. Yeah, I want to be unappealing like those nerds. I mean, unbelievable. 44% of women made up 44% of the Guardians of the Galaxy audience because it was a good movie. Fake geek girls, give me a break. Sugar High 777. Putting my MRA hat on for a second. The fake geek thing is an ugly slur in real life, but I don't think anyone can deny it's a real thing on TV film. Since Hollywood shapes our subconscious biases, maybe we should direct some ire at them rather than individual nerds on the internet. But what does it matter? I mean, really. I mean, in the punk scene, people have been complaining about posers forever. And where does that got in the punk scene anywhere? Who cares? If people are supporting what you're into, if they're monetarily supporting your favorite bands or whatever, who cares why they're into it? I mean, Marvel's not going to go under because of people like these fake geeks. And so what? They don't read everything you read. They're subsidizing the lesser popular comics that you enjoy. I mean, it's a dumb thing. It really is.